Hello, everyone. I know you've been waiting a long time to hear my thoughts on this past season's fantasy football league. As Jason Kelsey said when the Eagles season ended, sometimes you don't want to give thoughts right away because it's too emotional and it won't come out as clearly as you want it to be. Well, now that we're a month away from when I dominated the league and won the championship, I think it's time for me to offer my thoughts to the rest of my league mates about how I dominated the league, became the rightful champion, and proved doubters like Jeff Goof and Arthur Red wrong. And furthermore, as Jason Kelsey said previously in his championship winning speech, clowns like Jeff Goof didn't think it was possible. But here I am to prove them wrong. I'm the big dog, a hungry dog, and I'm ready to win the league more in the future as it comes. But I also have some thanks to offer for winning the championship this year. You might think I would thank Christian McCaffrey, my excellent number one draft pick, or Kyron Williams, my top waiver wire pickup, who helped me dominate the league, have the most points throughout the league, sweep through the playoffs. But no, my number one thanks for winning the league this year is to our good friend Jonas, who defected from the league and was the number one reason that I won the league this year. Jonas has previously beaten me multiple times in the playoffs, and his defection helped ease the path for my victory and eliminate a lot of the variance and bad luck that I've had previously that prevented me from winning. And as we all know, Jonas clearly has more football knowledge than the rest of you bozos combined. So thanks, Jonas. And if you want to get back in the league in the future, I'll beat you too. Now, I want to go through the rest of the league one by one and offer a couple thoughts on each of you. Starting with Jonas's replacement, Joey Cheesesteaks. He clearly didn't perform as well as Jonas did, and I thank him for that. Maybe he was distracted by his recent newborn baby. Congratulations, by the way. Or should I say, my condolences, since you broke the rule to the number one rule to a happy marriage. But I think it'll only get more distracting as you got a little newborn running around, wreaking havoc, causing you to be tired, fatigued. But I digress. And also, if you want to lock up your girlfriend in marriage, well, my wife is in the business, so she can help you out. Let me know. Moving on, chicken dinner. Ed Doon, often near the bottom of the league, just like the New York Football Giants. Maybe some would say he's distracted by work, but we know that that's not true because he doesn't work at all, like a lot of the rest of you. Maybe he's distracted by his golf simulator, but that's like saying I'm distracted by breathing since I do it all the time. Not really a distraction. I will say he might be distracted now by wondering how often he should be using his bathroom towel after he takes a shower every day. Whether he should change it every day, every 2 days, or every week. I don't know. Tough questions. Something to think about. Regardless, he might need an education in fantasy football to move up the leaderboard. Moving on. Kevin Christian changes his team name every week, which I do appreciate. I know Arthur hates it, but I love it. I appreciate your support throughout the playoff run as you were rooting for me. I appreciate you rooting for me to beat Jeff Goof, Arthur Red, Sid Finger, and others. Thank you, Kevin. You might say that I won the league this year with the help of having absolutely no Cowboys on my team. I admit that that was a factor because the Cowboys are a bunch of losers. But I think the karma for you rooting for me might help you in the future, and maybe you can finish in second place to me in the coming years. Moving on. Jeff Goof, biggest clown of them all. Didn't make the playoffs this year. Sorry. Really performed poorly towards the end of the season. Sorry again. Maybe he's got too much sand in his eyes and ears from being in Hawaii for so long. I don't know. But I think his past glory of championships were shown to be a fluke, and he's now, we'll call it, mid-table, just like his Manchester United team that's fallen on hard times as well. So Jeff, good luck finishing in 6th place every year. Moving on. Next on the list, OJ, John Guidos. Never made the playoffs once in this entire league history. Pretty embarrassing when you think about it all. But, John, I will want to thank you for one thing: being Lockheed Martin's secret weapon in helping Raytheon struggle. Whether knowingly or unknowingly, having you there is only for the benefit of Lockheed Martin. A, you're not screwing up Lockheed Martin, and B, you're screwing up Raytheon. So we all thank you. Next on the list, Arthur Red. Choked right before the playoffs this year. Couldn't get in. It's a shame. Choked in the playoffs previously, but he was a defending champion. Complete fluke. Won't be able to get there again. We'll have to suffer as I dominate the league from now on. Maybe he'll have to give a press conference explaining why he lost this year. Who knows? Art, just remember, your number one goal is to hit the lottery for us. We're still waiting. Moving on. Brian Krebeck. AK strikes again. He did give me a present for winning the Fantasy Football League this year. I will show you all. This is a 12-month calendar of crapping dogs. This little post-it here says, for winning the Fantasy Football League, actually says Fantasy Football Trophy, display with pride. A 12-month calendar of crapping dogs. Well, the only thing that was crap was Brian Krebeck's performance in the playoffs. At least I could say, unlike a lot of the rest of you bozos, Brian is one of the guys that does work quite often and helps fulfill the protection of our country. And of course, as we all know, he worked with me to help save the world. So thanks for that, Brian. I can't really thank you for the crapping dogs, though. Now we get to my playoff opponent, Sid Finger, Cowboys fan. But just like the Cowboys, he failed in the playoffs. Typical. Maybe he thought he would have a chance because Amari Cooper had one of the greatest weeks in fantasy football history. Well, despite that, I still beat him in the playoffs, and he became a loser, just like the Cowboys. But maybe if he was smart enough to trust Jordan Love instead of Dak Prescott, he would have beaten me. But just like Jerry Jones, he put too much faith and too much love into Dak Prescott. So hopefully that continues, and you continue to fail, because Dak Prescott is a loser and will never win a championship. Now, to my opponent in the finals, who barely struggled to get past the semifinals, Adam Zuckerman. Maybe he was distracted by work, but really, he hasn't been able to articulate what an EPM does to us anyway, so we're not even sure what he does. But, unlike college basketball, he wasn't able to benefit from any questionable officiating to try to beat me this year. No, we had to rely on the actual numbers, and when it came out, I was victorious. Partially because Taylor Swift distracted Travis Kelce so much around the new year that he had a poor performance in the championship of fantasy football. So thanks Taylor, thanks Travis, and thanks Adam for coming in second place. Now, I want to close with some victory spoils. Championship ring. Championship trophy. And I'm home alone, so I'm not going to drink any alcohol right now, but if anyone was making a prop bet, here's my powder blue Gatorade. That's the color of victory, just like Manchester City. So, I hope you all got an education on fantasy football. I proved my merit, my worth, my intellect. Thank you to Penn State for some of that. I proved that I am a much better general manager than Howie Roseman. So maybe I need to throw my hat in that ring, help the Eagles out in the future. And finally, I just want to say, if this spreads on the internet at all, I'm going to have proof that I am married happily for 14 years now. She's a great woman, a great wife. Even if someone tries to steal French fries off of her plate at a restaurant. Speaking of French fries, Arthur, now that I won, maybe you need to get yourself some of these emotional support fries. Maybe they'll help you cope with defeat and my victory. Thank you all. I plan on doing this again next year and in the years coming. And if I do lose, it'll be because it's rigged, or maybe because Jonas came back into the league. Thanks again. Looking forward to next year's fantasy football. I'm the champ, now and always. See ya.